Dan mentioned a roughie. My roughie is I Cast No Shadow, simply because Jason Grimson's record of winning with outsiders in Group 1 races has no peer over the last 12 months.
The field is a 6-6 split, New South Wales and Victoria. Take from this what you will. In the Menangle era, since they opened Menangle, where the horses race harder and faster and it gets their lungs used to the burn, in that era, in Grand Circuit races which have had at least one New South Wales contestant, they have won over 70% of Grand Circuit races where there's been at least one New South Wales horse. Racing at Menangle makes horses fitter, tougher and harder. It makes them better horses. I'm not saying that will be proven here because the Emma Stewart horses are the closest thing we have to Menangle horses for being rock hard fit. But there's a stat for you. In the Menangle era, Grand Circuit races have been completely and utterly dominated by New South Wales.
Lake check of the market, Act Now. 320 is the favourite, out from as much as 225. Only just Honolulu Bay, 390 in from 420. Expensive Ego has been the one they've come for, in as low as 480. As I say that, just out to 550. MacDan has been spec'd. Look, they've spec'd a lot, Gareth Hall. I could keep going through them. What a race this promises to be. Are you with Team Victoria and Emma Stewart, or are you looking elsewhere?
Well, it's a difficult one, Ryan, because when I did the form a couple of days ago, I wasn't expecting Torrid Saint to get a run. I was with Zeus Bromack at a price because I thought he could get a soft run on the fence, but he might be getting too far back now. So it's changed my thoughts a little bit ahead of the SEN track into Dominion Paces final. I think Act Now's the horse to beat, but I'm backing a couple of horses at a big price. I think Spirit of St. Louis will be on the back of his stablemate, an Expensive Ego, and I'm forgiving him for Geelong. And if he is at his best here with that type of run, he'll be awfully hard to hold out. And I've got a lot of respect for I Cast No Shadow, because I think when they're running these times in this class, the fence is the place to be, and he's going to get the gun run. And as Adam pointed out, Jason Grimson has a wonderful record when it matters most in these big races. It's going to be a beauty. I can't wait. So many questions are about to be answered. What does Dave Moran do? Does he push the button at the start with Honolulu Bay? Does Jack Callaghan come out of the gate with Spirit of St. Louis? It's a fascinating tactical battle in our great race, the Inter-Dominion. Can't wait for it. So Spirit of St. Louis and I Cast No Shadow now, each way at the price for me. Let's head upstairs. Here's Dan Malecki for the Sports Holy Grail.
Runners are moving up. The mobile gate is rolling. Act Now favourite. Plenty of horses that have been spec'd here, but Act Now will run favourite. $3.30 fixed odds with Tab. $4 for Honolulu Bay number 2. $5.50 Expensive Ego, who won the race last year and then lost on protest. MacDan firms into $7. Plenty of horses at odds that have been spec'd. All set. Mobile enters the Pride's Easy Feedback straight. They're ready for the Inter-Dominion Grand Final for the Paces of 2022, and the green light's on and they are racing. Spirit of St. Louis came out humming. Act Now goes with it. They're in a speed duel early, but Act Now's going to win that battle. Holding up behind the leader was I Cast No Shadow. So Spirit of St. Louis is third and is immediately looking for cover. Honolulu Bay hooks out. Wider out was Expensive Ego. Torrid Saints 3 back along the pegs going into that first turn. Then came Narratac Prince, who's one off the peg. Zeus Bromack went to the inside 4 back. Then Pete Said So 5 back on the inside of Bundoran. MacDan second last, and Better Eclipse settles down last of all. It's Act Now in front, into the straight the first time, and they'll come down with 2 circuits left to travel. Leading I Cast No Shadow. Leader just steadies up for the moment. Expensive Ego moves up third without cover, 10 metres off the lead. Not a lot of pace on at the moment. Fourth on the inside is Torrid Saint, the rank outsider of the field, the emergency. Who got a run? 4 back the inside, Zeus Bromack, and then Honolulu Bay ends up in a really good spot early. Then Pete Said So, who's 5 back on the pegs as they head out of the straight. Next is Spirit of St. Louis, who's tracked up by Narratac Prince. Bundoran third last from MacDan, and Better Eclipse about a half a length away last on the inside. Act Now works his way into the back straight. They're about to complete one circuit, and the race favourite is in front. It's Act Now and Jody Quinlan leading the way. I Cast No Shadows in second position. In third spot is Expensive Ego, but he sits without cover. He's tough though, we know that. Fourth on the inside is Torrid Saint. In fifth position is Honolulu Bay getting a gun run at the moment. Then over on the pegs is Zeus Bromac from Spirit of St. Louis. Pete Said So, 5 back along the inside. Then Narratac Prince from Better Eclipse, second last Bundoran, and at the tail of the field was Mac Dan. The lead time 127.7. Act Now settled well. He's not over racing tonight, and he's had a comfortable run at the head of affairs, leading from I Cast No Shadow. On the outside third was Expensive Ego as they go inside the last 1,200 metres. First quarter of the last mile in 30.6. Act Now can start to get running, and he's 4 metres in front, coming down to get the bell, and they're picking up the tempo now. I Cast No Shadow behind the leader. They go into the final circuit in the Inter-Dominion Grand Final of 2022. Over on the inside was Torrid Saint. They start winding up the speed now. Then came Spirit of St. Louis outside Zeus Bromac. Next is Narratac Prince, and then Pete Said So, Bundoran, Better Eclipse, and last is Mac Dan with 800 metres to travel. The second quarter, 27.9. Act Now is running now. He led 4 metres down the back straight on Expensive Ego. Then I Cast No Shadow. The bolter Torrid Saint, 3 back on the inside. Honolulu Bay in the 1-1 yet to peel. He's about 8 metres off the lead. And then Spirit of St. Louis and Zeus Bromac as they head off the back. It's Act Now, 3 metres Expensive Ego. The inside I Cast No Shadow. Honolulu Bay's out now. He's looming up out 3 wide. Spirit of St. Louis is coming 4 deep. The runs are coming. They went 26.4 the third quarter. It's Act Now on the final bend from Expensive Ego. Honolulu Bay's joining in into the straight. Act Now 4 metres. Honolulu Bay down the outside. I Cast No Shadows pushing through. I Cast No Shadow got through to grab the lead. Torrid Saint late. It's I Cast No Shadow in front. I Cast No Shadow. I Cast No Shadows won it from Torrid Saint. A photo third. Honolulu Bay and Act Now. Then Zeus Bromac next home. Pete Said So was a terrific run, and then Expensive Ego, Bundoran, Narratac Prince, Better Eclipse. Further back then towards the back, Mac Dan never got a chance to get into it in Spirit of St. Louis weekend. Final quarter 27.5, and the mile rate 156.7 for Aldebaran Park. Number 1,
They are the dynamite combo from New South Wales, 23-year-old Cameron Hart and Jason Grimson, who has just gone back-to-back in the Inter-Dominion. He had a rank outsider last year in Bonsell Benjamin, who just caused a massive boil-over winning on protest. Fast forward 12 months, I Cast No Shadow, who had really an up-and-down series, and probably not a lot of people gave this horse much of a chance despite drawing really well. Jason Grimson and Cameron Hart, they remained confident, and Cam Hart gets his 7th Group 1 win as a driver, and that one is his most important. Ironically, this was not their top seed going into the series. It was Majestic Cruiser, and here they are getting the job done with I Cast No Shadow.
Virtually no one around Australia had heard of Jason Grimson other than New South Wales before he won the Inter-Dominion on protest last year. Since then, he's won a Group 1 race in New Zealand with Majestic Cruiser. He's won the Group 1 Blacks Are Fake up in Queensland, and I Cast No Shadow won the Group 1 Len Smith Mile only 6 or 7 weeks ago in Sydney. This guy has been a revelation in harness racing, and he wins them at $71, $41, $26 and whatever it was, $17 or $18 tonight. So he's not winning with favourites, he's continually causing upsets.
Remarkable story. Cam Hart only won his first Group 1 18 months ago in his home region of the Riverina. Here he comes out and wins this race with a horse he didn't want to be on. He wanted to be on Majestic Cruiser. They couldn't get it into the final, missed by a couple of points. He's gone into this horse, got the passing lane, and it has been paved with gold. What a great story. The second horse, Torrid Saint, has run second in an Inter-Dominion, wasn't in the race 30 hours ago, has got into the race, and another junior driver gets up to run second. Remarkable. The marker pegs the place to be in ID 2022. And as you mentioned, Jason Grimson, Adam Hamilton this time won't need the help of the stewards in the inquiry room.
And it'll be interesting. He's media shy, but I really hope that he has a chat with Gareth here.
So I cast no shadow. The winner, Torrid Saint, second. Act Now, third. Honolulu Bay. Well, Gareth Hall, another upset for trainer Jason Grimson.
Yeah, unbelievable performance. But one of the great supporters of this game, Diane Riley, she owns this pacer, I Cast No Shadow, and she just lived her dream. Come down here, Diane. How are you feeling?
Oh, look, words just can't explain how I feel. I was so happy just to get into the Inter-Dominion. And I said if I run between 7 and last, I'll get 7,500. That was good enough for me. But Jason told me the horse is airborne.
Yeah.
And
Here he is. Well done, here we go. Congratulations.
You didn't swear, did you? You didn't swear on the mic?
No, how about that, mate? You've just won the Inter-Dominion.
Yeah,
Again.
unbelievable.
You've won 2 Inter-Dominions.
Yeah, I had a plan a week out. Just changed his gear, as you can see on his head. Cam said he felt like he was going to win. And when he pulled the pull downs, he never kicked, so I left him off. Perfect draw, perfect drive. Yeah.
Did you believe?
Yeah, I actually thought he could win, yeah. I was confident.
And what's been the secret for him since he arrived at your stable? It's a couple of Group 1s now.
Yeah, he just, when I first got him, he had a few niggling problems, and we done the right thing by the horse by tipping him out straight away. We didn't press on with him, and I think when he come back in, we got his confidence back, which is what he really needed. But yeah, he just looks tremendous tonight.
You did it for Steve Daffy last year. How long you been in the game for, Diane?
you know very well, 60 years.
And you finally won the race that everyone wants to win.
Well, I can relax now. I've won everything. There's no more to prove. I'm so happy.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Diane. There's Diane Riley. We might make our way down here and catch up with Cam Hart, because this is a young man from the Riverina that's just lived his dream to take out the Inter-Dominion. And Cam, you've just done it, mate. Congratulations. The boy from the Riverina has won the sport's biggest race, our Melbourne Cup, mate. You got the tears in your eyes as we speak. Explain what you're feeling.
Yeah, it just feels unbelievable. You know, like I was saying to Britt earlier, you know, you dream of these things as a kid, and, you know, coming from a little town in Junee, I know there'll be a lot of people watching there tonight, and no, it's just special to do it with Jace as well. He's such a good mate, so no, it's just a great result. Two
boys from the Riverina winning Inter-Dominion. I know your family, a proud racing family. Your old man looks after the Wagga track. How do you think they'll be feeling right now as well?
Yeah, they'll be over the moon. I'm sure they're probably all watching it together in Junee, and yeah, no, it's just such a big thrill for all the family. They're all big racing fans and follow my career and Ashes in Sydney quite closely, so no, it'll be a big thrill for them as well as me. You know Jason Grimson so well. What makes him such a genius? He's just such a great horseman. You know, I've spent a few mornings here and there with him, and it's just unbelievable. Even tonight, he made a gear change to this horse. You know, he's worn pull-down sliding blocks since he's had him the whole time, and he didn't wear him tonight, and he was so sharp on the way home. Before the series, we thought it would be Majestic Cruiser. When did you start to believe with this fella? Once we drew barrier one, you know, I knew he was, you know, as good as any if he gets a trip like that, and he's so fast. But I know, you know, coming into this race, if we'd have drawn 13, we're probably out of the race. But, you know, you need that sort of luck, and we're lucky enough to get it. The boy from Junee just won Inter-Dominion, mate. Yourself and Jason might just rewrite the history books for a long time to come. Enjoy this moment, mate. Congratulations. Yeah, thanks, Jay. Yeah, legend. Cameron Hart, Jason Grimson, say no more. The big chestnut for Diane Riley, who's been in this game for 60 years, Ryan, wanting to win the sport's holy grail. She had the tears flowing down her face after the big chestnut of I Cast No Shadow sprint lane to victory here in front of a massive crowd at Melton. That's why we all love this racing game.
Oh, it's special to see, isn't it, Gareth? I Cast No Shadow shines brightest on the biggest stage, the SEN track ID22. What a race it is. Stay with us. More after this.